Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson, and we are still reviewing for our Grade 7 New York State Math exam. This is our show number 6 with samples from the 2013 exam. So remember, if you need help with your homework, you can dial a teacher at the Homework Help Hotline at 212-777-3380. That's 212-777-3380 between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Remember to watch our show Math Time on Tuesdays at 4:30 to 5 p.m. on Cablevision, Digital I/O Cablevision, channel 15. All right, let's get started. Here we have the relationship between the length of one side of a square is x, and the perimeter of the square is y. Can be represented in an xy plane by a straight line. Which of the points with coordinates xy lie on the line? Okay, so we have some important items there. It says the length of one side of the square is called x. So there's our x down here. The perimeter, I'll circle that, which is the distance around the figure of a square. We find that by adding up all the sides, is y, and this causes a straight line. So the coordinates point xy lie on this line. So there's a relationship between the x and y coordinate and that relationship has to deal in this problem with the sides of the square, which we call x, and the perimeter. So the side of the square, which we call x, is related to the perimeter by adding up all the sides of the square. So we would add x plus x plus x plus x. That would give us a perimeter of 4x, or 4 x's. So our relationship would be the sides to the perimeter. So our perimeter would be, let's get a different color. Our perimeter would be 4x, and our side would be x. So there's the relationship. If you notice, the value of x for the side and the perimeter is, the value for the perimeter is 4 times the size as the value of the side. So there's a ratio 1 to 4. So 1 to 4. So I can put that as 1 to 4, where I have my side and my perimeter, and I'm looking for which one of these points would be that same ratio. So let's see, I could try 2, 6, and I would cross multiply to see if that's the case. 1 times 6 would be 6. 2 times 4 would be 8. And 6 does not equal 8. So that's not it. Scratch that. Let's try again. Let's try 2, 8. 1 times 8 would give me 8. And 2 times 4 would also give me 8. So there's the balance that I was looking for. So this one would be my choice to pick. Now you notice the point is 2, 8, and it has that same proportional relationship as the perimeter. The side, if the side is 2, the value of the perimeter would be 8. So that's a good way of dealing with this question, looking at the value of the side, comparing it to the relationship of the perimeter. So our answer would be choice B. All right, let's keep going. A crew of highway workers paved 2/15 mile in 20 minutes. If they work at the same rate, what proportion of a mile will they pave in 1 hour? All right, so I noticed they did some paving here, and they did it in 20 minutes. So 2/15 of a mile was equal to 20 minutes. So I'll put over here my minutes and my miles. So I can put it as miles per minute. So I can put 2/15 over 20. As they mentioned, if they work at the same rate. So if they continue working at the same rate, then we'll be able to figure out what our proportion is. Now let's look at the bottom part, because they're talking about they paved it in 1 hour. Notice we have minutes here, so we better convert that minutes into hours. So hours, there are 60 minutes, so out of the minutes, so I'm going to have to make that minute per hour. So 20 out of 60 minutes in an hour. So my fraction denominator is going to change to a 60 as the denominator. So my fraction will be 20 out of 60 as opposed to just a plain 20. Why? Because of this one word hour. Because they went from one unit over here of minutes to a different unit over here to hours. So you have to be careful and read carefully. So we can solve this a couple ways. So let's take a look at this. We got 2/15 divided by 20 over 60. And we can definitely reduce that so we don't have to use such big numbers. So I'm going to use 2/15 over divided by 1/3. What I did was I cut off the 0, and 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So let's see here. So the rules for division are reverse the fraction upside down, and you multiply. So we'll have 2 times 3, which equals 6. 15 times 1 is 15. So our answer will be 6 over 15, and that's miles. And we can even reduce that, divide that by 3. So I'll divide that 6 and 15 by 3. And that'll give me 2/5 miles. Now that was one way of looking at it. Some people might have said, wait a minute, I know that 60 minutes is an hour, so if he did this in 20 minutes, all I have to do is add another 20 and another 20, and that would give me 1 hour. So that means I would have to add another 2/15 and another 2/15, and that would give me 6/15. So that's a lot quicker. So there's more than one way of doing this problem. So I hope you found it useful both ways, just doing a little complex fractions. So 2/5 miles was our answer. Let's look at another question and then call it quits. Which expression represents the sum of 2x minus 5y, and x plus y? Okay, well, let's see. Sum is the answer to addition. So that means we got to add this stuff. So we have x's here, and we have an x here. Let me just get back into my pen mode. Okay, so I have x here. So I have 2x plus an x. And remember, when you see an x all by its lonely self, put a 1 in front of that to keep you in remembrance that that is just one little lonely number. So 3x. Now, since this is multiple choice, I look at my choices, see which one has 3x in it, so I know C and D are definitely not it. So my choice got to be A or B. So now I have some y's. So I have a minus 5y, and that minus sign goes with that. And I have a plus y. So we have like terms here. So notice I'm gathering my like terms, and notice that y has no number in front of it, so it's one little only y, and I have negative 5y plus one little y. And remember the rules for addition of signed numbers. If the signs are different, subtract the numbers. So 5 minus 1 is 4, and choose the sign of the larger digits number, which would be negative. So that would be negative 4y. So our answer is going to be 3x and a negative 4y, which would be choice letter A. So let's drag our A up here and see if that's correct. Yes, it is. So you can also make columns out of this, where put your x's in your columns and combine them. Put your y's in their columns, combine them. Remember, if you have one little x, that's one little x. If you have one little y, that's one little y. So put the coefficients in front of it and combine using like terms. So I hope you got something out of the video. Check your understanding. See if you understand what's going on. If you don't, write down your questions, bring them in the class. I'll be glad to explain it to you. So this is Dr. Robinson. Remember, if you need help with your homework, call 212-777-3380. They'll help you with not only math, but any other subject from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, watch our show on Math Time and see our videos. Watch our show Math Time and see our videos on YouTube, and like us, please. We really enjoy the likes and dislikes so we can know what to do better. So remember, Tuesdays 4:30 to 5 p.m. Check us out. Next time we're going to start right about here. How do you solve for the value of y? 2/3 parenthesis y plus 57 parenthesis equals 178. So that's where we're going next time. So I hope you got something out of it. And remember, write down your questions. I'll be glad to answer them for you. See you next time. Bye-bye.